yes, as I already mentioned, we are going to study the topic some basic concepts of chemistry and introduction to mole by Harshita ma'am. So let's begin with it. My dear students, what are atoms? Very simple, very basic. Atoms are what? They are the smallest particle of matter which will participate in a chemical reaction, but it will not lose its identity. If I say I have H2, I have half O2, and the reaction is H2O, right? So if I say that I have this particular hydrogen atom, it is linked with another hydrogen atom. In this case, I have an oxygen atom. It is linked with another oxygen atom, and it is forming what? It is forming water molecule. Can you just look at this reaction? If in this particular reaction, reactant hydrogen was taken, then this reactant hydrogen has not lose its identity. That is, in the product also, this hydrogen atom is retained. It has not changed. Getting point? Bonds are, I understand they have been broken down, but the atom is the same. Similarly, if I look at this particular oxygen atom, it is the same. That is, the identity of the atom has not been lost. I hope this part is clear. Now, I'm saying they do not have independent existence. Yes, if I look about hydrogen atom, it does not exist independently. It exists with the bonding of another atom. That is, hydrogen is bonded to another hydrogen atom. It is not having any independent existence. Similarly, if I talk about oxygen, oxygen is also bonded to another oxygen atom and we call it as O2. Similarly, in this, we call it as H2. So we can say that atoms are not existing independently. They are existing in the form of H2 and O2. I hope this part is clear. Now you must be thinking, ma'am, we have heard about iron solid. Then, ma'am, it must be, then it is existing independently. No, beta. Iron is not existing independently. Iron is actually forming a metallic bond with another iron. If I say I have a block of iron, okay, in this block of iron, one iron atom is linked with another iron atom. This iron atom is further linked with another iron atom. This is further linked with another iron atom. And this linkage is your metallic bond. You must have studied about this in your class 10th. So atoms are always linked with one atom or another atom. It can be the same or atom of another element, but they do not exist independently. I hope I have made myself very clear. Okay. Now, moving on to the next part, we have the molecules. Molecules, my dear students, they are the smallest particle of matter which exist independently. For example, I have the molecule of water. It is existing independently. I have the molecule of CO2. It exists independently. That is, I do not need this particular molecule, do not need the help of another molecule to exist. It is existing on its own. So we can again say atom, smallest particle of matter which do not exist independently. Okay, but independently. Okay, but if I talk about molecules, molecules are the smallest particle again, but they exist independently. I hope this part is very clear to all of you. Yes. So now, moving on to the next part, we have the atomic mass or the relative atomic mass. Yes. Now, students, before understanding this concept of atomic mass or your relative atomic mass, let us just understand how was the things being weighed. Earlier centuries, when we do not have a proper weighing machine, we had this system known as beam balance. Yes. Now we have considered a rod as the standard rod. What we have considered? We have taken a rod, and that rod mass was considered as the standard mass. Now, to weigh anything, what I did was we have kept the cylinder on one side and the thing which we need to weigh on the other side. Let us suppose I have to weigh the mass of table. So to weigh the mass of table, I have kept table on one side and on the other side, I have used this standard mass cylinder. So to weigh the table, we have kept 4 cylinders over here. So I could say that mass of table was equal to 4 into mass of cylinder. I hope this part is clear. So whenever I have to weigh anything, we have kept the weight of that on one side and we have measured the cylinder accordingly. Let us suppose I have to measure the mass of laptop. So to measure the mass of laptop, I required only 2 cylinders. So I said that the mass of laptop was equal to the mass of cylinder, that is 2 times the mass of cylinder. Yes, students. So now what happened was that while writing this mass of cylinder every time, again and again, again and again, again and again, what we did was we have given this mass of cylinder a name, and that name was 1 kg. Okay. Now I was saying that the mass of table is 4 kg, mass of laptop was 2 kg. Very simple. Now you must be wondering, we are studying chemistry. Why are we using these terms? Because we are talking about the atomic mass or relative atomic mass. Students, to measure the atoms, same technique was used. That is, we took the standard atom. That standard atom was carbon 12 atom. And the mass, that is the standard mass, you can call the standard mass of the atom was equal to 1 by 12 into mass of carbon 12 atom. Yes, so it was equal to 1 by 12 into mass of carbon 12 atom. Now, to measure anything, any atom, let us suppose I have to measure the mass of oxygen atom. So, what was the mass of oxygen atom? Mass of oxygen atom came out to be as 16 times the standard mass. That is 16 times 1 by 12 into mass of carbon 12 atom. Okay. Then if I have to measure the mass of nitrogen, mass of nitrogen was 14 into 1 by 12 mass of carbon 12 atom. Okay. Similarly, mass of sodium atom was calculated and the mass of sodium atom came out to be as 23 times the mass of carbon 12 atom. Okay. Now students, again the same technique. Instead of writing this thing again and again, again and again, again and again, we have given it a name. And this name was AMU. Okay, now let's see what is AMU. One AMU is known as atomic mass unit. Okay, so one AMU was known to be as atomic mass unit. And now we can say that mass of one oxygen atom is equals to 16 AMU. Mass of one nitrogen atom is equal to 14 AMU. Mass of one sodium atom is equal to 23 AMU. I hope this part is clear. Okay. Now we see what is atomic mass. Atomic mass is actually what? It is the number which tells that how many times an atom of an element is heavier than 1/12 of the mass of carbon 12 atom. As I talk about mass of one oxygen atom. So basically what is this? It is your 60 into 1 by 12 into mass of carbon 12 atom. Correct? So this is 1 by 12 into mass of carbon 12 atom. This is our standard mass. Yes, it is standard mass, and we have named it as atomic mass unit. Clear? So what is the 16? This 16 is our atomic mass. This 16 is what? It is our atomic mass. I hope there is no confusion in this part. 16 is our atomic mass, and this is the standard mass. Now, why are we naming this word relative? You see, we have relate the mass of one oxygen atom with the mass of another atom. So we are basically relating the mass of one atom with the mass of other atom. In this way, we are calling it as relative atomic mass. We are calling it as relative atomic mass. So atomic mass is a number which tells that how many times an atom of an element is heavier than 1/12 of the mass of carbon 12 atom. I hope this is clear. Okay. Now, okay. I hope this is clear. Okay. Now, let's move on to the next topic, that is mass spectrometer. See, mass spectrometer was basically used to measure the mass of very minute species. So when this was introduced, we have measured the mass of one carbon 12 atom. And that mass of one carbon 12 atom came out to be as 1.99 into 10 raised to the power minus 23 grams. Yes, but what we have taken the value of one atomic mass unit. It was 1 by 12 into mass of one carbon 12 atom. Yes, so we called it as 1 by 12 into 1.99 into 10 raised to the power minus 23 grams. On solving this, we got the value of one atomic mass unit as 1.66 into 10 raised to the power minus 24 grams. Very, very important value. Okay, so one atomic mass unit in grams was 1.66 into 10 raised to the power minus 24 grams. I hope this part is very clear. Now, if I take the reciprocal of this particular number, let us suppose I am taking 1 upon 1.66 into 10 raised to the power minus 24. We got the value as 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23. And dear students, this 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23 is only your Avogadro number. I hope it is very clear from where this Avogadro number got originated. It is nothing, it is just the reciprocal of one atomic mass unit. It is very important for you to understand where from all these values got originated, so you are able to learn in a better way. We should know from where these things are originated. Instead of rote learning, it is better to know the things. Okay, so let's move further then. Now, talking about the new topic, that is your mole. Mole is anything, that is the amount of substance which have 6.02 into 10 raised to the power minus 20, sorry, plus 23 particles. Any substance which have 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23 particles are known as mole. For example, I am having this pen in my hand, and if I say that I am talking about 1 mole pen, that means I am talking about 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23 pens. Correct? If I say I'm talking about 1 mole of copy, that means I'm talking about 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23 copies. Clear? If I say I'm talking about 1 mole of oxygen atom, then I'm talking about 6.023 into 10 raised to the power 23 oxygen atoms. I hope it is very clear. Yes, if I say I'm talking about 1 mole of H2O molecule, then students, I'm talking about 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23 H2O molecules. Yes, beta. Now if I say I'm talking about 1 mole of, let us suppose I'm talking about 1 mole of chloride ion, then I'm talking about 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23 chloride ions. I hope this whole concept of the mole is very much clear to you. Okay, so let's move further then. What is the molar mass? It is what? It is the mass of 1 mole of a substance. Now you know very well that 1 mole consists of 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23 particles. If I say I have this one pen and the mass of this pen is, let us suppose, 25 grams. So if I'm talking about the mass of 1 mole of pen, then it must be approximately 625 kgs. That means I'm talking about the mass of 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23 pence. That is the mass of 1 mole. Yes? Okay. So students, if I talk about again the mass of 1 oxygen atom, that is 16 atomic mass unit, I guess. Yes? Okay. But I have to calculate the mass of 1 mole of oxygen atom. So what will be the mass of 1 mole of oxygen atom? That is actually equal to the mass of 1 oxygen atom. Yes. Into, tell me the number of oxygen atoms in 1 mole. What will be the number of oxygen atoms in 1 mole? It will be 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23. Yes. So if I talk about the mass of 1 mole oxygen atom, then we can say that it is equal to mass of 1 oxygen atom into 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23. Because in 1 mole oxygen atom, we have these many particles or these many oxygen atoms. I hope this part is very clear. So what is the mass of 1 oxygen atom? It is 16 AMU into these many particles, 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23. Now I have taught you what is 1 AMU. 1 AMU is 1.66 into 10 raised to the power minus 24 grams. So now I'm going to substitute the value of this in this part. So it will be 16 into 1.66 into 10 raised to the power minus 24 grams into 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23. As I have already discussed that this and this number are reciprocal of one another. So I'm going to cancel it. Yes, these two are the reciprocal of one another. That is 1 upon 1.6. 6 into 10 raised to the power minus 24 is your 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23. So if I'm going to substitute this value with this, the value will come out to be as 1. So ultimately what I got was 16 grams. So whenever I am talking about 16 AMU, then we are talking about one oxygen atom. If I say it is 16 grams, then I am talking about 1 mole oxygen atom. I hope I have made myself clear. Okay. Now, okay. Now you see if I have this oxygen atom and the mass is given to us in two forms. The very first form is 16 AMU and the second form is 16 grams. If I talk about the 16 atomic mass unit, then remember this is the mass of one oxygen atom. This is the mass of one oxygen atom. When the mass is given in the form of grams, we are going to say that it is a mass of 1 mole oxygen atom. It is a mass of 1 mole oxygen atom. Now, I hope this is very clear. Now, from 1 mole oxygen atom, I am talking about 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23 oxygen atoms. Yes, students? So, if I'm talking about these many atoms, this is what in 1 mole of oxygen atom. This is the number of oxygen atoms in 1 mole. I hope this is clear. Now, students, you can see that this mass is represented in grams. So can I call it gram? And because it is the mass of an atom, can I call it gram atomic mass? Yes. So gram atomic mass is actually another name for molar mass of atom. Very, very important. In numericals, we are given this type of format that the molar mass of atom is equal to gram atomic mass because it is represented in terms of gram and it is a mass of an atom. So it will be gram atomic mass. I hope this part is clear to all of you. Yes? Okay. So now we are going to talk about the molecular mass. Students, let us suppose we have a molecule water over here. In this water molecule, we are having two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. Now I have to calculate the mass of this whole water molecule. Yes, in this one water molecule, we have two hydrogen atoms and we have one oxygen atoms. Yes, so the mass of this water molecules will be 2 into mass of one hydrogen atom. Yes, plus mass of one oxygen atom. Yes, beta. I hope this is very clear. Now, here are the sum of the atomic masses of the following elements. These elements are very, very important. I request you all to learn the to learn the atomic masses of all of these elements. They are definitely of use. It is very important for you to learn it. You have to learn it because sometimes in the question is very easy, but we tend to forget the masses and due to which we lose marks. So I don't want all my students to lose marks in this basis. So let us just have a recap of hydrogen is the mass 1, helium 4, lithium 7, boron 10, carbon 12, nitrogen 14, oxygen 16, fluorine 19, neon 20, sodium 23, magnesium 24, aluminium 27, silicon 28, phosphorus 31, sulfur 32, chlorine 35.5, potassium 39, calcium 40, chromium 52, manganese 55. Then we have copper 63.5, zinc 65, bromine 80, silver 108, barium 137. Remember, this silver, bromine is very important. This chromium is very important. Manganese, iron, these all are very, very important particles. You have to learn the masses, no other option. Similarly, this iodine, the mass of iodine came in one of the questions, and we were not able to solve that question because we could not get the mass, or we have not learned the mass of one iodine atom. So it is very important for all of us to learn the mass of one iodine atom. Then we have lead 208, then we have mercury 200. I hope the molecular masses are very, very clear. Okay. Let us suppose we have to calculate the mass of molecule. As already told you that this particular molecule consists of two hydrogen atom. So we are going to write it as 2 into mass of hydrogen atom, that is 1, plus we have one oxygen atom. So 1 into mass of oxygen atom, that is 16. So it is going to be 18. Similarly, if I talk about H3PO4, we have 3 into 1. Phosphorus is 1, so 1 into 31. Plus oxygen is 4 over here, so 4 into 16. And the value will come out to be as 98. Similarly, if I talk about H2SO4, we have 2 into 1 plus 32 plus 4 into 16, and again this value will come out to be as 98. I hope this is clear. Now, for glucose, I would suggest you students to learn the mass of glucose, to learn the mass of H2SO4, H3PO4, learn it, because it will be useful in many questions and you will be saving your time by that time. So try to learn the masses of H3PO4, H2SO4. It is better to learn it. Now, looking at this particular glucose molecule, in this molecule we have 6 carbon atom. So we are going to write 6 into mass of 1 carbon atom, that is 12, plus we have 12 hydrogen atom. So we are going to write 12 into mass of 1 hydrogen atom, plus we have 6 oxygen atom. So it will be 6 into 16. And again telling you, learn it, it is 180 grams. Okay. Moving on to the next, that is sugar. Sugar, this is actually your sucrose. Okay. So you have to learn the formula of the sucrose as well. You have 12 carbons. So 12 to mass of 1 carbon atom, that is again 12, plus 22 into mass of 1 hydrogen atom, that is 1, plus 11 into mass of 1 oxygen atom, that is 16. Solve it. You are going to get the value as 342 grams. Again telling you, learn this mass. As it is, the question will come and it will save your time. Moving on to the next part, we have magnesium SO4 dot 7H2O. Now students, many of us get confused with this dot. This dot does not means multiplication. The meaning of this dot does not mean multiplication. No, this is not multiplication. You have to simply add the mass of 7 water molecules. Okay. For magnesium, we have mass 24. For sulfur, we have 32. For oxygen, we have 16. And as there are 4 oxygen atoms, so we are going to write 4 into 16. Okay. Now again, as I told you, do not get confused with this dot. It is just simple addition, plus 7 into Water molecule, already calculated the mass of water molecule, that is 18. So simply multiply 7 with 18. So mass of MgSO4 will be 246. Any confusion in this part? Any confusion? Okay. Now, moving on to the next part, we have K4FeCN6. You see we have 4 potassium atom and the mass of potassium atom is 39. So 4 into 39 plus, you see we have 1 iron atom. So 1 into the mass of iron atom, that is your 56. Plus we have 6 carbon atom. So 6 into 12. We have 6 nitrogen atom. So 6 into 14. On solving this, we have the mass as 368 grams. I hope this is clear. Now for the sugar and MgSO4, we have already discussed in the previous slide. So we are moving on further. Now, students, before moving on further, I would like to tell you one more important thing. That is, if your water mass is given this, if it is 18 AMU, what is it? It is 18 AMU, or sometimes it is given as 18 mu. This mu is representing, excuse me, this mu is representing unified mass. Okay, and if the mass of water molecule is given in 18 grams, then again this is suggesting what? This is your molar mass. That is, it is a mass of 1 mole of water molecules. Yes, if I talk about this, this is a mass of 1 water molecule. It is a mass of 1 water molecule. If I talk about 18 grams, it is a mass of 1 mole of water molecule. Very much clear? Okay. Now, students, if I talk about this particular case, then this is gram. So can I call it gram? It is a mass of molecule. Can I call it gram molecular mass? Yes. So what I can say is that we can call the mass of water molecule as gram molecular mass. That is, the molar mass of a molecule can be known as gram molecular mass. So do not get confused if in the question you are given with gram molecular mass, because that means molar mass only. Gram atomic mass means the molar mass of an atom. Gram molecular mass means the molar mass of the molecule. I hope this part is very clear. Okay. Moving on to the next, we have a question, and the question is saying the mass of an atom of a substance is 6.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 24 grams. Calculate its molar mass. So students, you have to calculate the molar mass, and the molar mass means what? It means the mass of 1 mole of atom. Yes. In 1 mole of atom, we have 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23 atoms. Correct? So I am saying that the mass of 1 mole of atom is, you can say, the mass of 1 atom into the number of atoms. Yes. Now, what are the number of atoms in 1 mole? It is 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23 atoms. Yes. Then what is the mass of 1 atom? Mass of 1 atom is given as 6.66 into 10 raised to the power minus 24. Now solve it. You are going to get the answer as 3.996, which approximately we can call it as 4 grams. I hope this part is clear. Now, moving on to the next part, that is the mole. Now, amount of substance which contains as many particles as present in 12 gram of carbon 12 atom. So, we can say that 1 mole is actually equal to 6.023 into 10 raised to the power 23 particles. Yes. Now these particles can again be your atom, it can be molecule, or it can be ions. It can be any of the three. Okay. Now moving on to the very first formula of the mole in terms of mass. We can say that number of moles is equal to given mass upon molar mass. We have just learned how to calculate the molar mass. Now we are going to calculate the number of moles. Now the given mass, let us suppose we have this question. In this particular question, we have 90 grams of water molecules. So the given mass is 90 grams. Now what about molar mass? Molar mass of H2O is 2 into 1 plus 16. So it will be equal to 18 grams. We are going to divide this with 18. We are going to get 5 moles. So N is equal to 5 moles. I hope this is very clear to all of you. Okay. Now, the second formula we have is in terms of particles. Students, you see that any number of particles, that is 6.023 number of particles, are constituting 1 mole. Yes. So 1 particle will constitute how many moles? 1 upon any mole. Yes. If I say that there are n number of particles, so n number of particles will constitute n upon any number of moles. So we can say that the number of moles, the formula of number of moles will be equal to given number of particles upon Avogadro number. I hope this part is clear. Now we have the question over here, and the question is saying that the number of molecules present in 5 mole of H2O molecules. You see, you have been given with the number of moles. You see, number of moles which can be represented with N. It is equal to given number of particles, that is N, upon Avogadro number. So you have to calculate the number of molecules. So the value of N, that is your number of molecules, it is equal to number of moles into Avogadro number. Is it clear? I hope this part is clear. Okay. Moving on to the next part, we have another question, and we have to calculate now, very important, the number of atoms in 9.8 grams of H2SO4. Students, to calculate the atoms, the very first step we need to calculate is the number of mole. Second step is we have to calculate the number of molecule. And then the last step will be the calculation of atoms or ions, whatever it has been asked. Okay, let's try to do this question. Let's do the step number 1. Step number 1 says calculate the moles. And the formula of moles is given mass upon molar mass. What is the given mass? It is 9.8 grams. What is the molar mass? Already told you to learn it. That is 2 into mass of hydrogen atom plus mass of one sulfur atom, that is 32, plus 4 times the mass of oxygen atom. Solve it, you are going to get 98. So molar mass is 98. Divide it, you are going to get 0.1 mole. Is mole having any unit? No, because you have calculated the molar mass. Molar mass unit is gram, and the given mass is also in grams. So gram got cancelled, and mole is unitless. Mole is unitless. Clear? Now, the second part, that is your molecule. To calculate the number of molecules, you see, you know what is the mole? Yes, and you have studied that N upon Na is equal to mole. Yes, so what will be N? N is your number of molecules, and that will always be equal to mole into Avogadro number. So mole is what? It is 0.1 into Na. Very much clear? Now moving on to the next part, that is you have to calculate the atoms or ions. So students, you have to calculate the number of atoms. You see in one H2SO4 molecules, how many atoms do you have? Yes, beta. Tell me how many atoms, how many H2S, sorry, how many atoms you have in one H2SO4 molecule. It is two hydrogen atoms plus one sulfur atom plus four oxygen atom. That is in total, we can say we have seven molecules, seven atoms in total. Yes, if we have seven atoms, so the number of atoms will be equal to, in one molecule we are having seven atoms. If we have this many number of molecules, apply the unitary method. For one we have seven atoms. For 0.1 into Na we will be having 7 into 0.1 into Na number of atoms. I hope this part is very clear. If the examiner asks what is the number of oxygen atom, so in one molecule of H2SO4 we have four oxygen atoms. Yes. So in this many number we will be having 0.1 into Na into 4. But this is what? This is, just a minute. So this is what actually, this is your oxygen atoms. I hope this is clear. Now, moving on to the next part, we have calculate the number of oxygen atom of each type in 1.8 grams of glucose. Beta, what is glucose? Glucose is C6H12O6. Now, if I look at this particular molecule, I already told you to learn the mass, and the molar mass of this glucose is equal to 180 grams. If I talk about the number of moles, it will be equal to 1.8 divided by 180. On solving this, we are going to get the moles as 0.01 mole. Yes. Now, moving on to the next part, that is we have to calculate the number of atoms. But we have to learn the step. The very first step was to calculate the moles, that is 0.01. Now, the second step is to calculate the molecule, and the molecule is 0.01 into Avogadro number. Yes. Now we have to calculate the number of atoms of each type. Let us first calculate the number of atoms, number of carbon atom. You see, in one molecule of glucose, we have 6 carbon atoms. So in these many molecules of glucose, we are going to have 6 into 0.01 into Avogadro number. These many carbon atoms. So if I talk about the number of hydrogen atom, students, hydrogen atoms are 12. So in one molecule we have 12. In these many molecules we are going to have 12 into 0.01 into Avogadro number. Okay. Similarly, if I talk about the number of oxygen atoms, you look at this particular case, in this molecule we have 6 oxygen atoms, correct? 6 oxygen atom in one molecule. So in these many molecules, we are going to have 6 into 0.01 into Avogadro number. I hope I have made myself very clear. Now you know the concept of atomic mass, mole, molar mass, number of molecules, number of atoms. So I hope I have made myself very much clear, and now there will be no problem for you to solve these type of questions. So that was all from my side. Thank
Don't forget to like and subscribe.